remarks. Representative Burnett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and permission to read.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As we mark the anniversary of Executive Order 9066, we remember a time when fear and suspicion led our nation to uproot the imprisoned thousands of Japanese-American families, many of them fellow Washingtonians. They lost homes, businesses, churches, farms, and most painfully, their sense of belonging in the very country they loved. For me, remembrance is not an abstract idea, Mr. Speaker. It runs through my own family story. My grandmother, Nola Burnett, my dad's mother, was born on December 7th, 1909, and grew up in deep poverty near Knoxville, Tennessee, in circumstances, Mr. Speaker, that demanded resilience, faith, and a strong family bond just to get through each day. Today, Mr. Speaker, I also have a 12-year-old granddaughter that shares that same December 7th birthday with her great-grandmother. And when I look at her, Mr. Speaker, I think about how history can either repeat its injustices or be redeemed by our choices, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the families who were taken away from their homes under Executive Order 9066 were mothers, fathers, grandparents, and children, people gathering around dinner tables, attending church, temple, running small businesses, and investing in their communities. They were citizens and neighbors, not threats. When the government failed to see their humanity, Mr. Speaker, it tore apart not just individual lives, but entire cultures and communities that had taken generations to build. As a conservative Christian, Mr. Speaker, there's a deep conviction in me personally that every person bears the image of God, and that no one should be reduced to a category, a stereotype, or an enemy simply because of ancestry or heritage. When the state forgets that truth, Mr. Speaker, it risks using its power in ways that wound families, weaken communities, and erode trust for generations. Mr. Speaker, this day challenges us, especially those in public office, to ask the question, how do we treat people who are different than what I view as myself, or who come from different cultures we do not fully understand? Humane treatment is not a luxury, Mr. Speaker. It's a moral duty and a constitutional requirement. The laws and the policies must reflect the belief that liberty, due process, and equal protection are not negotiable, even in times of fear or crisis. Washington's Day of Remembrance is a reminder that our state must never again allow fear, Mr. Speaker, to justify mass violations of civil liberties. It calls us to be vigilant so that security concerns never become an excuse to strip away the God-given rights of families who simply want to live, work, and worship in peace. When I think about my grandmother's humble beginnings and my granddaughter's future, Mr. Speaker, I see a bridge between past and present. My grandmother's story of hardship and perseverance shaped my family's values, our faith, our hard work, our gratitude, and compassion for others who suffer. My granddaughter's story is still being written, but it will be shaped by what we choose to remember and what we choose to forget. By telling the truth about Executive Order 9066, Mr. Speaker, by listening to the families who lived through the camps, and by teaching our children and grandchildren about injustice, we honor both the pain and the courage of those who endured it. We also give the next generation a clear message: never again should any group be singled out and treated as less than fully American, less than fully human. There's one more theme that must be spoken of today, Mr. Speaker, and that's forgiveness. The Japanese-American community has shown a remarkable capacity to respond not only with righteous anger, but with grace, perseverance, and a willingness to work for reconciliation. That does not mean forgetting what happened. It means choosing not to let bitterness have the final word. Mr. Speaker, as a follower of Christ, forgiveness is not optional. It is central for me. Forgiveness does not erase history, but it does allow healing to begin and allows former victims and former wrongdoers and the descendants of both, Mr. Speaker, to stand together and say, we remember what happened, we acknowledge it was wrong, and we will walk together towards a more just and compassionate future.